Studio by Dr. Winfred Barr. He's a consultant physician, kidney specialist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We celebrate World Kidney Day every year. Has there been a change?
Yes. So, well, I can say we are making some strides. We are not where we want to be, but and that's why this year we said bridging the knowledge gap. We still think that a lot of people need education on kidney diseases. There's still a lot of misinformation in town. There's still a lot of bad practices. So we think we have to do more, and that's why we are here.
I see. How do people get kidney diseases?
Thank you. So we have, let's say, two broad categories of kidney disease.
Okay.
So we have what we call acute kidney injury.
Okay.
Then we have what we call chronic kidney disease. I think most of the time people hear about the chronic kidney disease because that's the one that is there all the time, and then you have to move on and do other things. So the acute, basically, almost anybody can get it.
Okay.
The kidneys, probably let me start with some of the things the kidney does, then we will understand that. So the kidneys are like a filter in the body. Okay. So like I don't know, like I see it on the screen. Almost everybody has two kidneys. Okay. On your flanks, here and here. So only a few people have one. And the good news is that almost everybody can live on one kidney. Oh, okay. That is why we can do kidney transplant. That's why we can take one kidney from one person and give it to someone whose own is spoiled. Okay. So that's the good news. Now, the kidneys act like a filter in the body. In fact, that is what produces the urine that comes. Okay. All right. So what happens is that if you drink a lot of water, the body will take what it needs. Then the rest will have to come out. Okay. So it means it regulates the fluid volume. Right. So even if I drink 1 barrel of water, the body cannot keep all. So it will take what it wants, the rest will come out. So you realize that when you drink a lot of water, you will wee a lot. Right. If you don't drink a lot of water, when you go, only a little comes. So it plays that balance. Okay. So if your kidneys are not functioning well, can you imagine what happens when you drink water? What do you think will happen? It will be stuck. It will be stuck in your stomach. So it means that you see that then the urine will not come plenty. That's right. So all the fluid there will now, and water will always want to find space. So then it has to find other places to go to. Okay. And then you see that then it can get into your legs. So you see your legs are swollen. Your tummy can become big because the fluid is built up around your face and all of that. Right. Right. It also helps to release waste products from the body. Okay. So when you eat, you take your medicines or whatever, it's broken down. The body takes what it needs. The rest comes through the urine. Right. It regulates acid, electrolyte balance, produces some hormones in the body that regulates your blood pressure, your blood level, even to get blood. So because of this filtering nature, anything that causes a change in the volume of your body can make the kidney shut down temporarily. So, for example, if you start having diarrhea, you start going to plenty, vomiting, and you don't drink a lot of water, your kidneys can shut down temporarily. Okay, just to protect you. Yes. Okay. But that one can be reversed. So that's what we say is acute. So the acute kidney injury, we can reverse it back to normal. Okay. So that one, you can come, your kidney function will behave well, but we can reverse it back to normal. So you see, sometimes women are going to give birth, placenta is there, it's not coming out, then they bleed a lot. If we don't give you fluid or give you blood, your kidneys can shut down temporarily. Okay. But that one too is reversible. So that one, everybody. So, but then the chronic, if you have any injury in the kidney, that lasts more than 3 months, then we say it's chronic. Once it's chronic, we cannot reverse it back to normal. Okay. What we can do is to make sure it stabilizes. And once it becomes chronic. How do you do that? Yes. So once it becomes chronic, we have stages. Stage 1 to stage 5. Okay, run us through. So we use what we call the estimated glomerular filtration rate, how much your kidneys is filtering every minute. And so we use that. Let's say the end stage, the stage 5 is what we call end stage kidney disease. When it gets there, it means that your kidneys cannot support you anymore. Right. So at that point, you have to do dialysis or do kidney transplant. So the important causes worldwide and also in Ghana are uncontrolled hypertension and diabetes. I see. So worldwide, these are the the top causes of the chronic kidney disease, and that's what everybody
Can you get kidney disease from what you eat?
All right. So if you don't eat healthy, you can get diabetes. You can get hypertension. And like I said, the hypertension and the diabetes are risk factors for kidney disease. If they are not controlled well, it can affect your kidneys.
Right.
So by extension, your diet is also important.
Right.
But apart from the hypertension and diabetes, we have drugs. So there are a lot of people who abuse some of the painkillers, especially like the brufen, diclofenac.
Then they go.
You know, sometimes when you are tired, all you need to do is to rest. Okay. But some people will not sleep. They say, I want to take painkiller.
Sleep is for the weak. That's what they say.
It's very good for the body. So if you, I'm not saying that you don't take them, but if you abuse them, there are some people, they're listening. They are going to take brufen. They are going to take diclofenac. So those NSAIDs, when you abuse them for a long time, they can affect your kidneys. Okay. There are some women who have very bad menses, pain, dysmenorrhea. And so every month they will start chewing the painkiller before and after.
And after?
During and then after. And they do that for years. It's not good for your kidneys. But there are other painkillers that are friendly to the kidneys.
Okay.
So if you have that...
So the doctor has to recommend it for you.
Exactly. But it's not like every time you go to the pharmacy and the herbal medications. There are people consuming a lot. Some of them consume in gallons. Like I told you, anything that goes in will pass through the kidneys. So if you overload it, you destroy it. So people are consuming a lot of kidney disease. Before, when we were growing up, kidney disease were in elderly people. But now we see it in very young people.
Can you then attribute it to say, oh, there's this bitters here, there's that bitters here, they are drinking the bitter nation.
Exactly. A lot of people are drinking, and then aphrodisiacs, a lot, because they miss a lot of things, alcohol, herbs, and so many things. And like I said, the kidney is very sensitive to all of these things. And so they can destroy it. Then we have infections of the kidney. If they don't get treated well, they can...
Like what?
Like urinary tract infection. So, like I told, the kidneys, from there you have some tubes.
We show that on... Can you show that again?
Exactly. So from the kidneys, you see you have some tubes. We call the ureter. So when the urine is produced, it passes through those tubes. Yes, you can see them there. Then it comes to the bladder. If you're a man, it comes through the urethra in the penis or the vagina. So any time you have anything there that can block the flow of urine, it can also give you kidney disease.
I see.
So for men whose prostates are very big, if it's obstructing, you see something they tell you, Shamoba,
that's
the urine is not flowing. If we don't relieve it early, the backflow, which is the urine that is stuck in the kidney, can destroy it. So that we call that obstructive uropathy. And there are other things that can...
so that's it. That's what you're showing to us. Okay. So the yellow tubes are what we're talking about.
Yes. So when the urine is produced, they pass through there. They need to come through.
Then you need to bring that back. Okay. Well, I'm sure we can bring that back.
Exactly.
In good time.
So you can see that yellow one. It will pass through. Then it comes to the bladder, and then it comes. So anything that blocks the flow can also affect the kidney.
How alarming is it in Ghana? So, for example, at your OPDs, how many people walk in, and the numbers, are they scary?
Yes. So I have been working for some time now. I mean, we've done the research, and it's about 18 to 20% of our admissions at the medical block are from kidney diseases. Previously, it was not like that. Maybe they were not reporting, but we think that the prevalence is going higher. And we think there are quite a lot of things that are contributing. Like I said earlier, people are consuming a lot of things. And I told you the kidney, almost everything will pass through there.
Right.
So we think that is part. There are people who are not controlling. Now, when you talk about the lifestyle disease like hypertension and diabetes, previously you see those in elderly people, but now you see young people.
What ages do you see?
Now you see people 25, 30 years.
Really?
Yes. 35. Now, that's for 35. There are a lot of people with hypertension because our lifestyle has changed. I mean, we've become more affluent. People are going for more fried rice, KFC. Those days, so we agree eat kontomire.
That's right.
And cocoyam and yam akush. But now everything is fried rice. Everything is KFC.
No,
and
not KFC. Let's not mention.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
everything
apologies
is
to KFC.
And all those fizzy drinks and things. So
fast food, you mean?
Fast food. Sorry.
Right.
So I think it's making the incidence of hypertension and diabetes, and once they go up, kidney disease will also go
Is
up.
Is it? You mentioned that one is reversible. They are acute.
Yes.
But then, how easy is the treatment in terms of costs?
Yes.
In terms of availability of machines, distribution in the country. We have 16 regions now.
Yes.
What does it look like? So
if your kidneys are not functioning, and like I said, you have to do dialysis is like an artificial kidney, which does some of the work. So definitely, if your kidneys are not functioning, definitely you have to eat, you drink water. So what we do is when you come, the machine takes off the extra that the kidney couldn't take out.
Right.
And it takes off all the waste products from the body. So it's like you have to do that 3 times a week. So when you come a day, you sit on you sit down, take blood into the machine. It's like washing your blood. Then the clean blood comes back into you. I'm sure they will show us a picture of the dialysis machine.
Right.
Now, we have, so in the serving sector, it looks like we are quite okay. Even that one, most of the centers are in Accra. So we have one at Kolebu, Ridge, 37, and a few private ones in town.
Okay.
So if you're in Accra, you are covered. But when you go outside Accra, it becomes difficult.
So like Cape Coast, you have a problem?
So Cape Coast, we have one in Cape Coast.
Okay.
We have one in Efiankwanta.
Takrady.
Then we have, Takrady. Then we have one in Ho. And then, of course, Konfanoche. Then Tamale.
So if you live, for example, at Tumu, you live at Sisala West,
exactly.
You're on your own.
You have to come to Tamale.
To Tamale.
Yes.
To all come and struggle for the one.
And struggle. And even here in Kolebu, we are overwhelmed. The numbers, people come and they have to sit down for hours before it gets to their turn.
How long does it take per
session? 4 hours.
Wow.
For everybody. So when you sit down, your blood is going to the machine. The machine is taking up all the waste products, all the excess fluid. Then the clean blood comes. So that cycle. So it's just trying to do because the kidney does it every second. 24 hours non-stop.
Right.
But you are doing it just 4 hours, you know. So it won't be like...
Does the kidney filter alcohol too?
No. Well, you know, when you take alcohol...
Doc, why are you laughing?
When you take alcohol, it's broken down in the body. So it is the metabolites that go to...
Yes. But it doesn't filter it.
No.
I see. Interesting. I had to ask for the brothers.
For the brothers.
The brothers had to. But again, is this covered under the NHIS?
That's a very good question. So the NHIS doesn't cover dialysis. In fact, in their document, they wrote that it will cover acute. The acute, most of the time, you do it like 3, 4, 5 times, and they are fine.
Okay.
And then we stop.
Right.
But the chronic, they have to do it for life.
For life, okay.
Or until you get a kidney transplant.
Right.
It doesn't cover it. And if you come for one day, one session, is 330 Ghana cedi. Between 330, 350 Ghana cedi a day.
Minus your transport.
Minus your transport,
and
your
feeding.
drugs, and your feeding. And you do this 3 times a week for the rest of your life.
I see.
Yes.
And there are people who are going through this.
Yes. And it's a lot of money, so it depletes people's finances. People sell their family properties. And so we want government to come to our aid, at least.
But Doc, you have been saying this for more than 10 years. I was just telling you this morning how I met you at Pravda Radio. We've been talking about this for more than 10 years.
Yes. Yes. And we still need help. We still need help.
Wow.
For our patients. I mean, how many people can afford this? So some people are fortunate, their companies pay for them. So if you are fortunate to be working in some companies, they will pay for you. But if you are on your own, then it becomes difficult.
Would you say that people die as a result of the lack of funds to support the treatment? So people die?
Sure. Truth is, if you can do dialysis, We have people who have been on dialysis for 20 years and more. You survive. If you have to and you don't do it for like 1 month, it will be difficult. I told you what it does. It will be difficult. So we have a lot of people dying because they can't afford.
How do we pass on this education to the younger generation? Because now you're raising a concern about people in their mid-20s, mid-30s coming to you with ailments that used not to be, or conditions that were reserved for people in their old age. How do we pass this information on? Because it doesn't appear as if anything will really change. People have their taste now differently. Lifestyle is changing. Children are enjoying more screen time, so they are not active and all of that. How do we pass on this information?
So that's why we are doing some of this. You can see we are not that many, so it's difficult, but it's good you are also here. I'm sure once in a while you can also be putting in word for us. We try to do some community education, but you can see it's difficult. We are so busy, so it's difficult. But there are some foundations that are starting, trying to do education on kidney diseases. So we are trusting God that, with time it will go on.
Well, let's connect on the phone now with my colleague, Thomas Khan. He's a Central Regional Correspondent. He's a person living with a kidney disease, so he knows about the dialysis, and he does that 3 times a week and all of that. And he's always grateful to the guys at Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. They've been supportive. Thomas, welcome. How are you doing? Come forward then. About the one G. So now, Thomas, we're talking about the financial commitment that has to go into the week-on-week dialysis session. How has it been for you?
To tell you the truth, somehow, the place I go to, it has never been an easy one. In fact, the doctor I am talking to right now, doing some of the functions that we patients go through. And Johnny,
Thomas, you'd have to speak up a bit for me. I can hardly hear you.
All right, Johnny, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's better.
Can you hear me?
It's better.
So, like the doctor was saying, for us patients, it is never an easy thing for us at all. And because of this reason, we are losing a lot of patients. Like he said, when you have the financial support or you have the financial muscle to go through it, you can still have dialysis for a longer period. But unfortunately, most of us, and I mean patients, a lot can't even afford one session. And because of that, we are losing a lot. To tell you the truth, some people that I began dialysis with about 10 years ago, some even couldn't survive for just a month.
Wow.
All because they couldn't sustain the dialysis. And you put a question to the doctor if this is supported by the NHS. And this, unfortunately, this is not. And unfortunately, we've made several appeals over the years. But little or nothing has been done. And it's really a pity. You go to dialysis, you meet a fellow patient, and then the next moment, the person is no more coming for dialysis. You ask.
Advocate for persons living with kidney diseases. I know that occasionally you go to schools and other organizations to talk to them. But again, I'd want to understand, if you don't mind, a bit of education for the viewing public, how you got into a situation like this. Would you want to share?
Well, for mine, it was a strong suspicion that I developed hypertension quite a bit early that I wasn't aware of. And like Dr. Riley said, when you have hypertension and you don't manage it, it can escalate and get you to that situation. For me, I don't have diabetes, and I've never been somebody who has been into smoking or drinking. But unfortunately, this is where I find myself. And it was a real difficult time when the news was broken for me. And it's never been an easy road at all, the journey. So that is why it is important that all of us will, from time to time, do some checkups. Because if I did some regular checkups, I'm sure these things would have been stopped somewhere along the way.
Interesting. Sorry about that, and I feel your pain, though. But again, so you have spoken about support for people like you. I mean, you have a job, you get a salary, but I can also imagine how much you spend, close to everything. We have those conversations on the back end. But is it your hope that this advocacy will generate any kind of respite or comfort for you in the coming days?
I'm just hoping that we'll get something out of it. So far, all the advocacy that I've been doing, I've just been doing at my own expense, and then just a little help with a few friends who volunteered to accompany me to do the advocacy. And then I must say kudos to personnel staff of the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, the dialysis unit. They've been very supportive. You know, anytime that we have to do any advocacy, we go on radio and then we visit schools and churches to do this together. And it's been a wonderful engagement. But only that all the pleas that we've been making to government, unfortunately, we have seen little or nothing at all. For instance, we talk about the unavailability of the machines, the dialysis machines.
Right.
Like the doctor said, when you go to the various centers, we have a lot of people there who have been diagnosed with kidney disease. But you go there and then just a few machines. And imagine, everybody has to go on the machine for just for 4 hours to have dialysis. So when you go to the hospital and then you are in a queue and you even have just one person coming before you, just calculate the number of hours that you have to sit there and wait to get your turn. So these are the little things that even kill people, apart from the cost of dialysis. So, for instance, most of the time, if I have to go to the hospital, I have to wake up and then get to the hospital latest by 3 or 3:30 a.m. just to go and queue. Just to go and queue to have your turn. Sometimes you get there and then already you have 2 or 3 people coming before you. So you have to sit there the whole day or throughout that period just to wait for your turn.
And when you get there at 3 a.m., what time does the session begin?
Because and that brings me to this point that as a nation, and then I think that the Ghana Health Service also needs to train a lot of technicians and staff within that area, so that once we have more machines, we have technicians, and then we have also staff that can man the machines. Because you get that early, and then usually. For instance, you go to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, which the staff over there have been very awesome because they have to wake up early and start dialysis sometimes as early as 4:30 or 5. So that can also take the time for us to have the dialysis early. Because ideally, they should have started 8 o'clock or 8:30, but they sacrifice their time to come to the hospital early to have us, the patients, to attend to us. So I think somehow we should even commend the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital staff over there at the dialysis unit who are sacrificing. But I think that the Ghana Health Service should do more and then recruit more people within the dialysis or the renal care unit to get people attended to.
Thomas, this is quite revealing and heart-wrenching, I should say. I'm sure that situation persists across the country with staff sacrificing just to save lives. But on a closing thought, if you had a chance to meet the President of the Republic today, what will be your definite appeal?
I'll just tell Mr. President, I know there are politicians in this country who are also having kidney disease, but because they are privileged, sometimes they are able to be taken out of the country to get health care. Unfortunately for some of us, we don't have any support from anywhere. So, Mr. President, if what you promised us as Ghanaians, that will be a president for all of us, we plead with you that you take a very close look at the health sector and then make sure that kidney disease is given some attention, because it is one area that is really killing a lot of people. And then if we have some interventions, such as subsidizing the care for kidney disease, a lot of people will be saved. If we have a lot of dialysis machines scattered around the country, for instance, if we have a lot, even in the various district hospitals, it will save the situation. So, Mr. President, if you can come to our aid, please subsidize the fee of dialysis, subsidize the medications for renal disease, and then get us more machines. If we have that, I think a lot of lives will be saved, and then people will not be thinking about how to fund their healthcare when it comes to kidney disease, so that we can have a lot of people surviving this disease and living with it.
Thomas, I thank you very much for your time. That's Thomas Khan. He's our Central Regional correspondent, but he's also a person living with kidney disease, and he's shared this harrowing story and experience with us. They only want to live, and they want to live a decent life. They want to be supported in the best of ways that they can. But Doc, he raises a concern about training more people to man the machines. Is that a reality on the ground?
Sure. So we really need to train. If you come to college, our nurses and our technicians are overwhelmed. They are really overwhelmed. It's very tedious there. So you send nurses there, the next time they want to leave. It's the nurses who do the dialysis.
Right.
They man the machines. I mean, the doctors prescribe, go and do it, and then they work very hard. Work very, very hard. But it's a lot of... They work more than their colleagues who work on the ward. But they can't, like he said, they have to get there early in the... Because by 3 a.m., people have queued already.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're supposed to start at 8. But they have to come early, and they leave very late. But
so they have to come in at 8, closer to, for another team to come and swap. But
this, they just
it's checked.
No, they cannot come at 8. It's not... I mean, they tell you. People are there by 3 a.m. So they have to be there early. And they work very hard. But we need more hands. So we need to train more renal nurses. We need to train more nephrologists. That's the kidney doctors. And then we have technicians, those who service our machines. Make sure anytime there's a problem, we call them. We need more of that.
Interesting. Right. The other concern that he raises is about medication as well.
Yes.
We've spoken about the dialysis and the cost, but there's a medication component to it. That also comes at a cost.
Yes. So there's a peculiar medication you have to take. So I told you that the kidney produces a hormone called erythropoietin. This hormone is the one that stimulates tells your bone marrow to produce red blood cells.
Okay.
It's not the bone marrow. When you are chewing chicken, the bone, the inside, you see that? Right. Yeah. Like brown, is that not? That's exactly. The bone marrow.
Right.
It's in our bones, the long bones, the flat bones, and everywhere. That is where your blood cells are produced. And it is this hormone that stimulates them or tells them to. So if that hormone is not there, it will not be produced. So if your kidney is not functioning well, it means that it's not able to produce a lot of the erythropoietin. So it means your blood, the amount of blood that is produced will also be reduced. So you come with anemia. Your blood level will always be low. That is why their blood level is one of the reasons, or the major reason why their blood levels are low.
Okay.
So this hormone, and that's the only one that can get the bone marrow to do that. So we have to give it to them as an injection.
Okay. So that they can go and stimulate it.
Exactly, to boost their blood level. Otherwise, your blood level will always be down. And once your blood level is low, you feel tired, dizzy, feel weak. And that, if you have to take the injection, you'll be paying about, we have cheaper ones. But the standard one, the original one, you'll be paying about 1,000 Ghana cedi. Maybe every 2 weeks or a month, depending on your blood level. We have some cheaper versions in town, though. So it's a very expensive disease.
I am underwhelmed. Jose is calling us this morning from Kumasi. Jose, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Johnny. I'm doing very well, and you?
Well, I'm not too happy, as you can tell, because of the conversation, but this is good education. What's on your mind?
I want to ask Doc a very simple question.
Please do.
If your kidney hits a wall or hits a very strong metal, are you going to be affected in any way?
Okay, so how will you know that's your kidney that's hit the thing? So are you talking about your tummy or your body heating something? Because you won't know if it's your kidney.
Your kidney is found.
Say again.
The fact your kidney is found.
Your kidney hits. Okay, so where your kidney is located hits a metal.
Yes.
Okay.
Or a very hard object.
A very hard object.
I don't to be affected in any way.
All right. I'll say thank you. I'm sure Doc can.
So the kidney is quite well protected.
Okay.
Where it's lying, it's quite well protected. Yes, but that doesn't mean you can have injuries to it. If you have injuries, if it's like it's a laceration, we have surgeons who can work on that. But generally, it's not going to affect your it has hit something, so then your kidney is not functioning well. Not really.
Right.
And you need all the two kidneys to be destroyed for you to have symptoms.
Okay. But there are symptoms.
Yes.
What symptoms, for example? If you were talking about 5 stages.
Yes.
What symptoms are we looking at?
So, interestingly, and that's a good thing.
Hold on for me. Jessica is calling us from Westlake. Jess, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Right. Talk to me.
Please, I want to contribute.
Please go ahead. Hello, Jessica. I'm not sure we have her on the line. Sorry about that. Yes,
so for the same thing, it's a very good question. Interestingly, most of the time, the early stages, you will not feel anything.
Really?
You will not feel anything. Once you start feeling things, you are almost like stage 4 or stage 5, the end. And that is why, like Thomas said, it is important that we do routine checks at least once a year. Tell your doctor, I want to check for my kidney. So that's all you have to do. Just have a urine test, just your urine. Just take your urine to the lab.
Right.
That alone can give a lot of information that can help prevent kidney disease.
Okay. Clifford is in Tamale. Clifford, welcome. Good morning.
Hello?
Clifford, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
And how's Tamale this morning?
The weather is kind of warm,
Right.
but we are managing.
You will survive. Talk to me. Doc is here as well.
I just want to ask the doctor just one question.
Go ahead, please.
I just want to find out if someone takes energy drink all the time.
Okay.
Can it affect his kidney?
All right. Okay. Thank you, Clifford. Grateful.
If it takes what?
Energy drink.
Oh, energy drink.
Yeah. It's your habitual drinker of energy drinks, like the habitual painkillers.
So energy drink, it depends on what is in it. If it's not injurious to the kidney, no. But
usually
in
has
the long
caffeine,
term,
taurine.
yes. So in the long term, I think energy drinks have a lot of glucose because that's what gives you the energy.
Right.
So it means in the long term you could develop diabetes.
Okay.
Because you are presenting a very huge load to your pancreas has to secrete a lot of insulin.
Right.
I don't know for how long. And once you develop diabetes, like we said, it's a risk factor. So it's not like the energy drink directly will affect your kidneys, but indirectly can through the lifestyle disease.
Laurentia, you are in Teshi. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Johnny.
Yes. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for the wonderful job you are doing.
Well,
God bless you.
thank you very much too.
Concerning this kidney disease, I recently lost an auntie because of that.
Okay.
She was taken to the Lekma hospital, and then I think because of fear for the lack of finances, she didn't tell anything about her condition. So she kept it to herself until she couldn't do anything, and then before we got to know, it was too late. She was taken to the Kolbu hospital for dialysis, but when we went, it was too late. We couldn't even get the funds to finance her treatment. She was brought back to the Lekma hospital, and then she passed on. So I really think it will be very good if the public is educated on this condition, because lots of people have it, and there's a lot of misconception also going on. I think she might have told someone who told her the disease was very expensive.
Okay.
So because of the fear for lack of finances, she didn't tell any relative about it. She kept it to herself, and then she just passed on.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry for your loss, but thank you for this intervention. It's good information as well. We're grateful for that. Doc, do you get people come to your clinic and start talking about instead of paying for the medicine and the dialysis?
A lot of them. A lot of them, when they come and you tell them the cost, they're like, this one, even they sell my whole house. I can sustain it for even 3 months. You know, and some people say, some say, there's no point going to sell my house property. Let me leave it for my children. I prefer to just
let me go.
I mean, we have very difficult conversations usually, and for us, it's not easy. So you see, you know that if the person doesn't do it, it won't be good. But yes, that is it. So, I think, and I'm sure we, like Khan said, we at least NHS should meet them halfway.
Right. Subsidize for them.
Yes, please. If you can also add your voice to it. We have a few benevolent people who come to Kolebu and help our patients.
Okay, they just come and donate.
Oh, yes, we have one company that is doing very well. They come and support our people. I don't know whether it will be right for me to mention names, but so I can tell you, most of those who cannot afford, we support them with that fund.
Well, if they are supporting, why not mention their name? They're doing a good job. Anyway, we have a caller from Adenta. Good morning, and please share your name.
Hello, Johnny. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am Mama Rita calling from Adenta.
Yes, madam. It rhymes, power. Mama Rita from Adenta.
Yes, God bless you. I'm doing well. God bless you for the good work you are doing. I always watch you on TV3.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Doctor is listening to you. Hello, Mama Rita.
Yeah, can I ask Doctor?
Yeah, you can. But first,
Doctor,
you have to reduce.
Hello.
You have to reduce the volume on your TV set and listen through the telephone.
Hello.
Yes.
Am I okay?
Yes, better.
Okay?
It's better now. Talk to doctor.
Yeah, doctor, please. I want to find out, is it possible those who die, their kidneys can be removed and used for those who need them? Is it possible?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Yes,
Is
so
it possible?
that's a very good question. Yes, so we can do that. So that's what. So the kidney transplant I told you about. We have what we call cadaveric.
Okay.
That is for those who are dead or dying, and then living donor. So you can say, let's say your wife or your brother is coming to donate for you.
Okay.
Because they are living donor. So we take his one kidney and give it to you.
Okay.
But we also can take somebody, so let's say there's an accident and you've seen that the person will not survive. We can take the kidney and give it to somebody that it will match. But we've not started doing that in Ghana.
Why? What is keeping you from doing that?
Because a lot of legislation have to go into that. So currently at the Ministry of Health, we've started those discussions. You know, if you do that, people will start going to kill people and bring their kidneys. So we need to, where it is being done, there's a lot of legislation and there are controls. So that, and you know, people are also, so that somebody can say, okay, if I happen to die or I'm dying, you can take my kidney and give it to someone.
Right.
So once we have that expressed, wherever the person is, when it's time, we can take it. But we haven't started that yet. There's a lot that has to go on.
Has to go inside.
Yes.
Thierry is calling us from Obuasi State. Thierry, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? Right. Talk to me. A doc is listening.
Okay, I just want to ask the doctor some few questions because I'm habitual to take out food. Because I put in the morning and that will end it to the evening. And I just want to ask.
You mean you eat once a day sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once a day, if I take a fruit in the morning, especially when I take one apple in the morning, it can take me or sustain me to the evening time before I take any food in.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And then what's the other one?
I want to ask doctor that is there any or can it be any cause or effect if someone is taking food throughout the day, or if someone is habitual take out of food can also result into this kidney disease?
Okay, Doc.
Taking fruits
he said he's a fruitarian.
taking fruits will not cause kidney disease. In fact, taking fruits is good for the body. It's good to take a lot of fruit because they have a lot of minerals, vitamins, and all the things you need. So it's good. The only thing I would say is that everything has to be balanced. So you can't take fruits all your life. You also need some protein. You need some carbohydrate.
Right.
So you need to do those ones.
There's this question on my mind now as we wrap up. There are a lot of products. Detox this, slim this, trim this, enlarge this, enhance this. They are there. There are plenty of them. Supplement this, adjust this, review this. What is your view on it regarding kidney diseases?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy about this question.
Oh, hold on. Osman from Tamale said, last call. Osman, good morning.
Good morning.
Kaula. Okay, talk to us.
Please, I want to know whether if you are experiencing sharp pain around your waist, I don't know whether it's.
Okay, all right. So your midsection. Okay, sharp waist. Sharp
pain in the waist doesn't mean that you have kidney disease. It could be from the bone. So you go to hospital, you let your doctor check it for you. It doesn't mean you have. In fact, most of the time when you have kidney disease, you don't have pain.
Okay.
Yes. All right. But the question you asked for is very important, and it's a good way to round up. Please, unless it's very necessary, don't take medications. Don't take medications unless it is very necessary. If it's for your BP or diabetes or something, the doctor prescribes for you. But otherwise, you don't need to. And when we come to supplements, and you can quote me somewhere, I don't prescribe supplements.
Why don't you do that?
It's a supplement. You only take supplement when you cannot get the original. Most of those supplements have vitamins, minerals. They are multivitamins. If you eat your fruits, your fufu, your soup, you get all of them from it. You see, supplements are for people who cannot eat, who are not well. So somebody is very weak, very unwell, he cannot eat. Then we give them food supplements. All the things that take detox. Like I tell you, when you put all those things in your body, you are giving work to your body. Your liver, your kidneys, you are giving them work. You don't need all those things. The things that they will tell you for detox, there's nothing like this. The kidney does all of them. See, God has set everything natural. So unless
it is those things are fake,
they don't work.
Oh,
I am telling you the truth.
You are causing trouble in Ghana.
I'm telling you, and I want you to quote me anyway. I said, unless the doctor prescribes for you, don't take any of those medicines. See, your body has natural ways of repairing itself. Okay? And most of if you go and read on their labels, they are multivitamins. They try to write words that makes you feel that there's something special. But you get all those things from your fruits. So you see, those things are given to people who are not well, people who cannot eat. All those they are so expensive, and they tell people to bring your BP down to it. They are not necessary. Unless it is necessary, don't take medications.
I see. Well, thank you very much indeed. Just in case, say, somebody has a kidney problem and they want to contact, what numbers can they call? Can they just walk into Kolebu and look for you? If they have problem managing their dialysis funds, this company that you're mentioning, can they go to them?
Yeah, I mean, those who have issues, when they come to Kolebu, we have a way of sorting them out. It's not everything we can say here, otherwise we'll be overwhelmed. Yes, but like I said, you can move on to you can go to any hospital, they'll refer you to it's not only Kolebu, like I said, we have kidney specialists, Rage, 37, and other regions, so they can sort you out.
Right, I see. But they can always walk in.
Yes.
I see. Thank you very much, Dr. Ba. Grateful.
You're welcome.
You're a champion. Consultant, nephrologist. Is that the name? Yeah, grateful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Keep well. We'll see you after the break.